Bruce, what can you tell us?
Everyone raise your hand and get a mic.
Sorry. Come on, man. My bad. Bruce, what can you tell us about the flight home and just the excitement in the aftermath of winning the Western Conference round?
Yeah, I mean, damn. I mean, everybody was super happy. Everybody was just having a good time. I was all throughout the plane talking to everyone through the front and the back. And then I got a little tired, so I went to sleep. But I'm in high spirits on the plane, and we're happy we're in the finals.
And what have the last couple days been like, obviously without knowing who you guys are going to face?
Pretty relaxed days, recovering, and getting ready for finals. Today was like kind of our first practice. Last few days were PD days, so today was our first practice.
Bruce, with the Miami-Boston series, would you, as the way you sort of look at it, would you rather it get stretched longer and whoever comes out of that be a little less rested and have that advantage for you guys, or would you rather sort of know earlier who you're going to face? What's sort of the balance, I guess, of what you prefer there?
I mean, honestly, either. I don't care. We're going to prepare the same, whoever wins. But that's a great series right now. So I can't wait to find out who we're playing.
Graham, go ahead. Oh, Graham, you're good. You're good.
How difficult is the waiting for the game with 9 days off?
For me, it's not difficult at all. I mean, I've watched every game, and right now, really just recovering, resting, and then our days off have me some time to go out and golf. So it's been great.
Pat Graham, AP, go ahead.
Bruce, thanks for taking the time to do this. I guess 2 parts. How did you golf? And then the second part would be, when you have a team like this that is so cohesive, how nice is it? There's no drama. There's no nothing. It seems like you guys get along really well.
Yeah, the first day of golf, I played pretty well. The second day was terrible. But yeah, I mean, this is just a great locker room. Make everything easy, make coming to work easy. So like today, it was like a serious practice, but everybody was having a good time, laughing, smiling. So it's just great. This is a great group.
Bruce, you guys have talked a lot about how you hold each other accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to know is what aspect does mental toughness play in a long grind of the playoffs, and what do you think maybe you and KCP have contributed to that aspect of the team?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, different people deal with different situations different. You could talk to Mike different than you talk to Jack, or Jack talk to me. Just knowing that you just know how to approach your teammates and how to come off correct to them. But me and KCP, I mean, you can come at me anyway. Like, you can spaz on me, you can come nice. I'm gonna take it the same way. If that helped this group for both of us, then I think we did a pretty good job.
Harrison, go ahead.
Hey, Bruce, when you just kind of reflect back on this season, all the way back to your decision to sign to Denver and then just how the regular season went, how do you reflect on that, just for how it's helped your career as a player and how it might help you, like, financially in the long run too?
Yeah, I haven't thought about it too much. I think I'll think about it when we're done. But obviously, it's been a great season. It's been a great decision to come here and play with these guys. It's been a perfect fit. So I'm happy I chose here. And coaches actually today, he asked me what my contract was like for next year. But I haven't thought about the future other than the finals yet.
Bruce, kind of on those same lines, I remember you mentioned I think it was after the Minnesota series, that you were just kind of happy to not be swept like you were last year in Brooklyn. Have you kind of been able to take the time to realize kind of the gravity of where you guys are and where you are getting ready to play in the finals next week?
Yeah, I mean, you dream about being in situations like this. I never really used to watch the finals. The only time I did watch it when I was growing up and was a Celtics fan and they were there. But now, approaching it, it's crazy. My phone's been blowing up ever since the sweep. So I can't wait for it to get started.
Brandon, go ahead.
Bruce, I know you've obviously
seen these guys plenty, whoever you're going to end up playing, but you coming from the East, do you feel like it gives you a little bit of insight or, a specific player that maybe you've had a bunch of matchups against that you can share with your teammates as well?
I mean, maybe a little bit, but it's a whole different year. Celtics have a different coach. But I mean, I played them last year, so I kind of know. Like, I played the Celtics a lot the last few years, so I kind of know some of their players. But maybe we'll see. I don't know.
Vinny, go ahead.
Bruce, going back to free agency once again, how are you evaluating things in that situation? Are you taking into account relationships with Cal and Coach Malone, or is it strictly role and opportunity?
I really haven't thought about free agency at all. Last year. Okay. Yeah, it was just fit. And then they basically said what I wanted to hear because I wanted to get out that 4-man, big man role, floater game, and show what I can do. And the first thing they said, you can come here and be a guard because Jamal was coming off injury and Mike was coming off injury. And that's exactly what I wanted to hear. So I was like a perfect fit.
Go ahead, Katie.
Bruce, what experiences on and off the court have led to this collective confidence that you guys have had and that has grown as the season has progressed?
Say it again one more time. I'm sorry.
What experiences on and off the court come to mind when you think about what's led to this collective confidence that you guys have and how it's progressed throughout the season?
I would say just vibes in the locker room after practice. Usually, like the last few teams I've been on, practice is over, everyone showers, and everybody gets out. But here, I mean, I sit in my locker for like 30, 40 minutes, like it's college, just joking, laughing, and having a good time with the fellas. I mean, some of them leave early because they have families, obviously, but when they don't have to go home right away, we'll just sit in the locker room, cracking jokes and having a good time.
Arnie, go ahead.
Bruce, Michael Malone and some of your teammates have mentioned how KCP brings, the championship pedigree and how that benefits, the mix with this team. Can you tell me in what ways that might manifest itself and where does that kind of show up and be a benefit?
Yeah, he's just the ultimate leader, ultimate professional, comes in every day, works extremely hard, and holds everyone accountable. But he is the only one on this team who's won a championship. He knows what it takes and what we need to do. So we got to listen to that guy.
Bruce, I've only asked you this because you said you grew up a Celtics fan. I'm not going to ask you the obvious, which team would you rather play? But as a Celtics fan, would that be kind of cool to play the team that you grew up cheering for?
Yeah, definitely. As I said, me growing up a Celtics fan, watching the NBA Finals when they were there, it'd be insane. Like I said, when they had me mic'd up, like the playoffs in LA, I'm watching the Celtics play the LA in the finals, and obviously this past round we played the Lakers. I mean, it'd be great, and I'd be in front of my family, my people back where I went to high school. But if we did go back to Boston, it'd be a lot of tickets, so it'd be really expensive.
Two more, Ryan, go ahead.
Bruce, when you think about the progression of this team and where you guys started back in training camp, what do you think is the thing that you guys learned the most over the course of that season to go from a team in training camp to a championship team?
I think, coming into the year, we always knew we had a chance to be here. And we've proved it all year. There's been ups and downs for sure. But the biggest thing we improved on was defense. Early in the year was non-existent kind of, or some games it was there and some games it wasn't. But on the defensive end, we got a lot better.
Bruce, to kind of follow up on that a little bit, and not to put you on the spot at all, but were there any turning points that you can think about throughout the season, be it locking in defensively, big wins, big comeback wins, any moments where you're like, all right, like this is something special brewing?
Not that I could remember now, but yeah.
I'll go ahead, one more, Adam.
Bruce, in what ways do you think individually you improved as a player this season with this team? Are there any ways?
Obviously, just being a guard. I didn't show that I could be a guard in Brooklyn, but here I'm majority playing backup one, you can say, and the biggest minutes of the game. I'm on the floor, contributing on both ends of the floor. So I think the biggest question was, can I score outside of being with those two great players I played with last year? And I've proven that.
We'll take a couple from the Zoom, and then we got Jamal here.
All right, we'll go to Zoom here. To Jake Fisher, we'll start with Yahoo Sports.
Hey, Bruce, you've talked about your free agency decision a little bit. Can you kind of tell us where you were and what it felt like when you got the call from Denver? Because I know you kind of were lingering out there for a little longer than you might have anticipated.
Yeah, so the rumors coming into free agency last year was that I was getting a lot of offers, which I wasn't. Nobody really wanted me because they didn't know if I could be a guard or not. So I kind of took it personal. But I knew after the season, the way I played in Brooklyn, it wouldn't fit, or people would question how I played. So I kind of told my agent that I was going to get F this summer, like I already knew it. So I just came in with a chip on my shoulder, and Denver came in and said the right things, and it clicked, and it was perfect fit.
Just a quick reminder for those on Zoom, if you have a question to virtually raise your hand. Next, we'll go to Arias Barakas, Cosmos.
Aris Barkas from Cosmo.tv. Hello, I'm from Greece, so I have a very specific question. You have played with some great superstars like Kevin Durant and now with Nikola Jokic, and you have battled a lot against Giannis. Is there anything that you have learned from your battles with Giannis that can help you in the finals?
With Giannis?
Yes.
No.
Next, we'll go to Joel Rush, Forbes.
Hey, Bruce. You mentioned getting the opportunity to play guard, and after Bones got traded, you kind of shifted from the 2 to the 1. And just how smooth did you feel like that transition went for you, and how long did it take for you to kind of adjust growing into that role?
I think it was very easy. I think right away it clicked maybe. I just think I had to be more aggressive. I was kind of passive towards the beginning of the year, trying to pick my spots. But my teammates told me to be aggressive, be me. Nobody can guard me out there. So I think it was a easy fit to move to starting point guard and backup point guard.
Next, we'll go to Tim Reynolds, AP.
Bruce, you mentioned what it would be like, obviously, to play in Boston. You have a little bit of history in Miami, too, of course. What would it be like to come back to the home of the U, and if that's the way this thing worked out?
Yeah, that would definitely be cool. We'll probably practice at the U, be around Coach L and all those guys down there, and I can finally congratulate them for making it to the Final Four in person. But I loved my 2 years in Miami, so it'd be great.
All right, Bruce, that'll do it for today. Thanks for taking the time.